We are super coaching on tour. It's going to be short and sharp, given I'm still on holidays here. But round 7 is going to prove fairly pivotal because there's a couple of guys that have come into some great points, some great price rises. We've got Fafita drop down heavily. Do you find a spot for him in your side? Do you get Dylan Egan, another guy who is absolutely crushing it? And this edge spot right now in the second row forwards is so tough. Like, looking at my side here, you've got guys like Hubner at 359 who's still making cash and has a very low break even. But is he someone that's probably going to plod without that try assist last week? He's probably going to be in the mid 40s, and we have to wait and see if Egan's actually going to start. But for my side, I've got Eli Katoa down there in the flex as well. So for Fafita to come into thoughts, I really only have Naf White as a sell this week. And I'm not sure if you're going to be in a similar situation when you've got Horsburgh up in the front row forwards. You've got Tino as well. Like, it makes it hard to maneuver all these guys. And if I am to get Fafita and Egan, it's going to have to be from Naf White and Lockie Hubner. And that puts my second row forward into some elite territory right now with so many guys scoring well and doing a great job. So that's probably the main thing you need to look at in the second row forward right now. And we're going to kick it off there in that section and really just work out if there's any other guys that you might want to look at. Hudson Young's been the really dominant guy, and there's a chance that he makes Origin, along with Olakau'atu, definitely with Angus Crichton there, Isaiah Yeo as well. So a lot of these top guys are in contention for Origin, and that's probably something you should look at a little bit, but you should also just still continue to push to get the best scorers in your side. Now, Britton Nicker is someone you need to look at over the next few weeks. He's down 74k. There will be a time where things turn for him and he'll start playing really, really good footy, and that will help his Supercoach scores like we saw, especially in the mid to back end of last year. Jacob Preston had that cracking score a few weeks ago. He seems like he should end up in that 7 to 750 type range. He's definitely a great option, but I would select Fafita over Preston this week. We do need to look at it based on averages as well, and Vil Kikau, unfortunately, he hasn't actually made the starting side this week, but should return the following week. We'll see with Kikau. If he does happen to make this side over the next few weeks, then he's someone that you can look at. I still think Eli Katoa is the top guy if you are looking at this price point in the 700 plus range, and then you should go for Fafita probably first, given he has the cheaper price point and we know he can go absolutely nuts. And you do see, though, the scores before that weren't very good. He was playing lesser minutes. There's definitely a worry that he could go back to that, but we know that Fafita is an absolute tearaway in Supercoach and should be considered very, very heavily. The rest of the position probably shouldn't be looked at too much, in my opinion, this week. And that's where we're going to keep it short and sharp. Aaron Clark had a really good game, 71. And I'm going up 42k. Yeah, so it's an interesting position, not one that you want to be focusing on too far outside of those couple of guys that I have mentioned in there, with Katoa, with Preston, with Fafita, with Dylan Egan as well. Guys like Nicholson, guys like Tom Cant, if Nicholson doesn't get the big minutes, we probably take one more price rise and then he could be moved on, whether that could be for any position basically, because Eli Katoa could come into there from flex in my position that I'm sitting in currently. So it's a fun one, definitely. But Naf White, I think you can definitely sell. He's done a great job. The position's pretty stacked, and there's guys like Fafita you can get him to. You take up that option every day of the week. In front row forward, I think Anafanua Blake now with that lower score, you can wait a little bit longer with him, wait closer to the Origin buy period. And at the up top, it's really Joe Tarpany that you should be looking at. He's averaging 84. He's had a try assist, doing some good work there. And he should continue to, and always is, one of the best options in front row forward. Looking at other price points there's not too much else you want to look at in that front row forward position. It's Haas, it's Horsburgh, it's Tino, and it is Joe Tarpany. Stefano's doing okay, but not, that shouldn't be selected, basically. Hooker. If you got Starling, just continue to hold on. Like, he's going to have some type of attack in him. It worked well in this game. Very, very happy with that effort. Same with Watson. Max Plath, definitely one you want to look at. Wade Egan. They're probably going to be the best through the bye period along with Cam McInnes. So have a look at those guys. Harry Grant there, still going to be the premier guy going forward. You want him all the way up through the buys, until the buys at least. And we know he does score well in the mid to back end of the year. It's a position I don't think you look at very heavily right now. And fullback seems to be the one. As it is always, it's the most important position. Halfback, been pretty gross. There's a couple of guys you can look at this week, and we've got all the fallout from Lockie Galvin. But it's crazy to see that Cleary is at like 640k, and Nico Hines is under 700k as well at 690. Any of those two guys you want to lock into your side at the moment? I don't know. Cleary I'm very happy to hold, but would I buy him right now? I would have bought him last week, but the team just sucks right now, so it's a tough one to look at. Down the road, I'm looking at Jerome Hughes, 713, lost 65k. Will go down again this week, and he'll be ripe to pick up as an upgrade option for Mamazelis, Santa Smith, or Starling for my side. Someone you can look at across the two, and you won't see him in the average, the good averages, is Jerome Luai. Now that Galvin's out of this side, you're going to see him and Adam Dewey move into the halves, and we know that Luai can score really well. He just has not as yet. Averaging 26.6 is just crazy. 370k, you can definitely wait another week, see how it looks. Similar with Dewey, I think Adam will come in and score really well from the jump. Jerome Luai, we are unsure of right now how that one's going to look. Hugo Savala, not going to be super coach relevant at this point, given, we shouldn't see too much attack from him, but let's hope that we do. But for now, he's in a sleeper position, and you'd take, Jerome Luai and these types of guys over a rookie any day of the week. So keep an eye out on Jerome in the halfback or 5'8" slot. You could jump on this week. I saw Supercoach Whisperer come out with a fun post there. We all spoke about him potentially scoring over 70 this year. And Jerome's at 370k now with the keys to the castle, hopefully, along with Dewey, who we know is a very, very good half as well. It's going to be a fun one. 5'8" position, it really centres around Campbell, and doing that really good job on the weekend without try assists, without anything like that. Picked up an 83 with like 11 tackle breaks. Was awesome. Munster is the other top average guy. I've got both right now, and hopefully they can pick up a couple of tons for us. Guys to look at over the next few weeks are Matt Burton, definitely, and Adam Dewey. Just seeing how those couple of guys go will be pivotal for you to score really well. Let's go straight to fullback, because it is a very contentious position right now with Kalen Ponga on my side stinking it up. I think this week, Pappenhausen is the way to go. He's still not very expensive at 719k. You can get him fairly easily from Ponga, and we can just cut these losses for now, wait for Ponga and the team to get back some form, and then we can ride him back up. I think that's the play I'm going to make this week, and I think that you guys can as well. I've got Gutho. I'll hold on for a good while. I think we'll see how things play out. If he's had 300s already, he can continue to do that. Tedesco's the other option. They're the top three right now. It's very clear. Not too many other guys you could look at apart from Latrell, but we know with that 59.5 average, unless he scores a ton this week, he's going to lose a truckload of cash, and he's up against the Dogs, who are very good defensively, so you can still have a play on it, but not super exciting. And then the center wing to finish this one off. Thanks for tuning in, guys, for the Supercoach only people as well. Shibasaki, Arthurs, these types of guys that are getting to the end of their tether. Looks like Arthurs will play now after he was able to pass that Cat 1 that they had him that they gave to him. They could be held this week. Probably one more. We've got guys like Billy Smith available next week as a downgrade option. You got Harodi this week, who's going to go up some cash. He's probably got 2 or 3 weeks left in the side. Just be aware of that. It's a quick cash grab. Guys like Tamale, guys like Toya could be sold over the next few as well. I think Toya plays pretty well this week against Panthers, unless they can bounce back, but probably not likely. Jenkins probably does okay, but I think it's a position we do want to start to build upon over the next few weeks. And Tamale's there is definitely at a decent price at 428. But Shibasaki's at 520, and you can get that 520 to an absolute gun, and you get a cheapie next week in Billy Smith if he does keep his spot. So it's really, really fun. position because it isn't clear cut at the moment. There are guys doing well like Garrick, Tuipulotu and Lucas, both injured now. Kate Lero next up injured. Billy Smith out this week. Grant Anderson, I couldn't pay 600 for him. Lots of injuries here. So it's guys like Val Holmes, guys like Farnworth that you want to look at, who should be on the tops of your lists. Nawangani Tuase, if you own this week, I think he scores well. I wouldn't buy him though. Fletcher Sharp, a few low ones. I'd wait till his price comes down a bit further to have a look. But the big dog is Jacob Kiraz. 61 for him last week. The Bulldogs have a terrific run of games where they do play. He is the linchpin, the killer in this side. He can hit so many hundreds. So if you want to take a punt on someone that's very low ownership at 0.9%, then I think Kiraz is going to be the play in centre wing. Guys like Marju, I think you hold. He's scoring okay enough there at a 60 average, even though the last three isn't good. He's going to start to lose some cash, but he's 519k, and we know he has the upside. So we're going to leave it there, guys. If I did miss anyone, sorry about that. As I said, I'm still on holidays, but always looking at it in spare time. So we're still all over it. Don't you worry about that. And we'll continue to make ranks while we're overseas. So good luck this week, guys. I'm just inside the top 5k. Hopefully move into the top 4 or 3 would be lovely with a big week. We just haven't been able to pull it all together. Captain Caesars has pushed us down the last few. So hopefully we get that right this week. We'll talk about that in the trade section. For Supercoach, I'll mention captains as well and what I'm looking at for VC and C. Good luck this week, guys. We'll see you in the next one.